That we're going to call this meeting to order at 7:09 p.m. Council meeting, regular council meeting of the Mwrd Board of Trustees, December 14th, 2021, 7:09 p.m. We're going to start off with the Pledge of Allegiance and the Lord's Prayer.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever. Amen.
Roll call.
Trustee Dyson.
Present.
Trustee Maxey.
Present.
Trustee Brewer.
Present.
Trustee Robinson. President. Trustee Jackson.
Present.
Trustee Collier.
Present.
Roll call.
Okay, there is a quorum established. All right, moving down to item number 1, approval of the previous minutes. And we're gonna, talk about special meeting minutes, October 23rd, November the 2nd, and then regular meeting, November the 9th. Okay, so let me rephrase that. The special meetings of October 23rd and November the 2nd, and then the regular scheduled meeting on November the 9th. Okay? Give the boards, a couple minutes to just make their final, I's and T's, and I'll entertain a motion. Trustee Broden,
What do you mean when you say we don't discuss it?
is there any corrections? Is there any errors? Is there any amendments?
Okay.
Otherwise, we can entertain a motion.
Mayor Bryant,
Trustee, Robinson.
I'd like to, make a motion for the approval of the previous minutes, the special meetings on October 23rd, 2021, and November 2nd, 2021. Regular meeting, November 9th, 2021.
Second.
Moved by Trustee Robinson, second by Trustee Broden to approve the minutes of the special meetings on October 23rd and November the 9th. November the 2nd, and then the regular scheduled meeting on November the 9th. Any questions? Trustee Maxey?
No. Good. Trying to get an agenda.
Any other questions? All right, seeing and hearing now, let me know my roll call.
Trustee Dyson.
Yes.
Trustee Maxey.
Here.
Trustee Brewer.
Yes.
Trustee Robinson.
Yes.
Trustee Jackson.
Yes.
Trustee Collier.
Yes.
Roll call.
All right, items moved. Number 2 is communications announcements, clerk.
Good evening, citizens. A lot of announcements this evening. Excuse me. Hello, everyone. Bring your kids to the William Leonard Public Library every Tuesday from 3 to 6 p.m. in December. They have crafts, movies, snacks. It's nice to get out and do something positive with your kids or grandkids. Free dinner, December 17th, 2021, from 4 to 5:30 p.m. Carry out only, mask is required. This is served at New Friendship Missionary Baptist Church, 3620-22 West 139th Street in Robbins. Reverend Reginald Johnson Sr. is pastor. Saturday, December 18th, from 12 to 4 p.m., there will be glory after this outreach ministry coat drive at the Community Center in Blue Island, 140th Street. Special guest, Alderman Dexter Johnson. Christmas dinner will be served. Send all charitable donations to $, let me just spell this out, P as in Paul, HILBYRD #. Senior days at the library, every Thursday, every month, from 11 to 3 p.m. at 13820 Central Park Avenue in Robbins. Stop in for library card sign-up, table games, computer help, and more. Free Wi-Fi is available outside the William Leonard Library building, in the lot. The code is WLPLD-guest. Robbins United Holiday Giveaway, Monday, December 20th, 2021, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Join us for free toys, coats, and backpacks. All ages are welcome to come and receive. This will be held at the Keller Middle School Gymnasium, 14123 Lydia Avenue. Attention Bremen Township residents. They do have daily assistance Monday through Thursday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. This is a training location, the Bremen Township Center, 15350 Oak Park Avenue, and that's in Oak Forest, Illinois. Dreams and Wishes Christmas Toy Giveaway, blessing 2 families. If you know anyone in need of assistance with Christmas this year, please reach out to me. Chuck, 708-228-2818. Charles Thomas, 2129@yahoo.com. This is the contact person. Robbins Community presents Holiday Toy Giveaway, Saturday, December 18th, 2021, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Robbins Park District, 13650 Clare Boulevard. Robbins residents only, ID required. Drive-up event, toys for children ages 13 and under. For information, call 708-577-4752. Shop with a Cop for Christmas, Robbins Finest. Robbins Police Department is hosting a Shop with a Cop Saturday, December 18th from 10 a.m. to 12 noon at our local Walmart in Crestwood. Robbins Vikings Eagle will have an ugly Christmas sweater fundraiser, 4 p.m. to 7 p.m., drinks and appetizers. And this is on Sunday, December 19th, 2021, at the Office Sports Bar and Grill, 4901 Calsac Road in Crestwood. Tickets are $40. Christmas, meet with Drizzy Claus. Special activities for kids, Wednesday, December 22nd, 3 to 6 p.m. Photos with Santa, craft, games, and more. And this is at the William Leonard Library District. And my final announcement, as you know, our village stickers went on sale on yesterday. And they are on sale starting yesterday through February 14th. And the passenger stickers are $30. I do want to recognize Mwrd if she's here. Kamara, excuse me. Kamara. Hi. Would you like to come up? I want to acknowledge her. This is the young lady, if you've gotten your sticker already, this is the young lady that designed it. I just wanted to recognize her. So if you're driving around, this is the young lady that has the stickers, okay? And this is one of Robbins' own. She attends Keller School. You're in 7th grade. Okay, and this is a certificate of appreciation certified that Mwrd has rendered valuable, distinguished, and meritorious service. Therefore, this certificate is presented in recognition thereof. Given under my hand and sealed December 14th, 2021, Sharon S. Dyson. On behalf of the mayor, the board, and myself, we thank you, and this is a little token of appreciation from the village. Thank you.
Let me get a pic with the
Tomorrow.
I got mine, I got number 1, trustee.
You got number 1? Good for you.
Beautiful.
Yes.
What happened? I missed it.
All right, moving down the agenda, item number 3, administrative reports, starting with letter A, the mayor's report. Once again, Kamara, correct?
Yes.
Congratulations. All right, you represent the future of Robbins. All right, you represent the future. I also want to talk about some more future that we're recognizing tonight, and that is the Midwest Seahawks. Let's give them a round of applause. Who is the Midwest Seahawks? Okay, the Midwest Seahawks is a Robbins supported program. The coaches are from Robbins. We have an abundance of kids from Robbins, and they represent Robbins across the Southland and in the state. All right, so let me read this proclamation to honor the Midwest Seahawks. Whereas the mayor, clerk, and board of trustees would like to honor, recognize, and congratulate the Midwest Seahawks organization on their accomplishments in the UYFL champions for football for the 2021 season. And whereas the Midwest Seahawks won on multiple levels, including 3 first-place state championships, multiple state runner-ups, and a 3rd place in nationals. The cheerleaders had an outstanding year as well and placed 3rd in nationals in Florida. Now, therefore, the mayor, clerk, and board of trustees hereby declare December 14th as Midwest Seahawks Day in the village of Robbins. Now, this is a special day. Let me stop right here because this is a special day. The reason why it's even more special because, in case you don't know, on December the 14th, 1917, all right, this distinguished municipality was incorporated. All right, so this is a beautiful day to share that with this town. Okay. We also encourage each member of the team to keep soaring academically and athletically, I can't say that word, in every positive way possible. We are extremely proud of each and every one of you. Be it also known that Mayor Darren E. Bryant, Clerk Sharon S. Dyson, the village trustees, David R. Dyson, Ernest Maxey Jr., George Bruton III, Tiffany S. Robinson, Gregory N. Jackson, and Michael Collier Sr. extend our congratulations, best wishes, and continued success to the Midwest Seahawks organization. Signed and entered on the 14th day of December 2021, and our signatures are listed. Can we please have the Seahawks coaches come up and get this proclamation? Thank you. Is that the trophy back there?
Yeah, that's one of
Bring it.
Can y'all do this when you get a... Can y'all do this? No, I didn't.
No, I mean, I'm directed.
Bring it.
There's one over there. They just went straight that way.
Get in the middle.
I got it. Let's look over here real quick. On 3, y'all. On 3.
You got it?
Yup. 2, 3. One without the mask. Get one without the mask.
You can't get them all here.
On 3. 1, 2, 3. There we go.
Oh, yeah, I got them. Oh, yeah, you got them too. Good.
Mr. Bumpers. Hey, Coach Will, and your god sister, legitimate god sister. The board, we need some jackets.
I almost took turkeys out with that.
Can't take mine.
No, but congratulations, it's a great thing. We enjoy having you guys here. When you did your car wash, it was good to see all the kids and the coaches in the bay with the guys doing your thing. I know when you first started this thing, how you was really fighting, and look at where you're going now. You know, you're taking these kids thousands and thousands of miles away that maybe some of them may have not even had that experience if they were not with the Midwest Seahawks program. So I honor you guys as young black men doing your thing, spending time with these kids. Our kids need people like you, so keep up the great work, and hey, next year it's only up from that.
All right. The holiday season is upon us. As the clerk mentioned, there are numerous of Christmas giveaways for the kids this upcoming weekend. Numerous. All right. Please make sure that you bring your child out to at least one of those events. Come get a toy. And, you know, this is a great, I look at giveaways as a great opportunity to show our youth community spirit, right? What it really means to give back and to be a community, from the seniors, starting the council meeting with chaplain, honoring our kids. This is a meeting of community. All right. Violence. All right. I do want to continue talking about the ongoing violence within the community. Chief Shepherd will give a detailed report at the Public Safety Committee. But I always want to let you all hear from the mayor as well that we are aware. But being aware is not enough, right? We just passed, once again, the cameras, 8 additional cameras to install in the community. I predict that by the summertime, we'll expand that even greater. Speed bumps, all right? Those Lydia speed bumps might be a little hefty, but it definitely made Lydia a quiet street, all right? So expect more speed bumps to be implemented in our community, especially before the summer, all right? I think the board can agree with me that public safety is the top priority, and we're going to do a real deep dive this winter to be prepared for summer 2022, because it's only getting worse. All right, not just in Robbins, but across the whole Southland, and even in our schools. I teach in our schools, and it's just something that violence is just getting out of hand these days. So continue. What I always urge the citizens is, if you hear something, not just say something, but you gotta don't come to me and say something. Call our police as well, all right? Because the only thing I'm going to do is call the police. All right, I am the mayor. I am the leader of this community, but I too got to lean on the officers and the troops that we have on staff. I can't necessarily go out there and stop it myself. All right, so please call the police to get a response, and if something in that process doesn't work, then let me step in and see what's really going on. All right. But I'll let my chief talk a little later more about violence. Grocery store. We're almost there. I said in the meeting today with the park district, with the village administrator, we're getting our second proposal for our grocery store bid, which we're trying to locate right off Clare Boulevard, where the old grocery store used to be at. Right on that corner of Clare Boulevard and 137th, right out there. I guarantee you, and I can say wholeheartedly, by the middle of 2022, towards the end, we'll be solidified with construction or on our way to a proposal with the grocery store. We have the financing, and we're just working on the proposals. All right, so please give us some more time to get all this together. We've been without food and groceries for over 50 years. I know it's been more than 30. I'm 30, so it's over 30 for sure.
You're right. You're right.
And then finally, I want to end my comments with a quote that my trustee Maxie says, and that will be defined by forward motion. And that's what reads on top of the council room. Will be defined by forward motion. Please, citizens, I spoke to my seniors on Sunday. Judge me in 4. All right, please give me this leeway to still figure out this dark jungle that our village is in. Amen. Give me some time, please. I understand there's been some lapse of communication along the way. I understand that there probably hasn't been certain follow-ups on certain things, but understand that I am getting pulled in about 100 plus different directions, trying to navigate Robbins through a vigorous journey. A vigorous journey. My staffing is still not all the way where it needs to be. I got a line of citizens waiting to get employed. A line, right, with a 41% poverty rate. I haven't forgot what I campaigned for. I haven't. Please give me time. And I'm getting emotional talking to you all right now because it's a heavy burden with not just I carry, but with this whole executive board carries. Right? We carry a huge burden up here, which we won't complain. We just need to understand it and the passion that we're here for you. All right? And that's why we're going to have some forward motion tonight, what I think with MWRD. So I'll close my statement with that, and I'll move down to letter B with the clerk's report.
I have a report tonight. I just want to echo what the mayor said. Please extend that grace to us. We are desperately and diligently working to get things in order. So please just extend a little more grace to us. Thank you.
Letter C, treasurer's report.
Mayor Bryant,
Trustee Brewer.
no treasure report tonight.
Okay, but we do under that, the festival finance report. Trustee, one of the trustees want to. Trustee Brewer.
I'll read it. So this is the 2021 festival finance report from the parade weekend. The total cost spent for the festival was $33,781. The parade committee, which was led by Trustee Robinson and Trustee Collier and myself, raised and the citizens raised $17,625. So the village spent about $16,000 roughly for the parade. Originally, the mayor wanted us not to even have one, but we felt that considering that the pandemic provided, people went through more than just getting sick with COVID. It was about depression and things. It was about people bringing their family back in from out of town. So we thought that was important, even if the village had to spend that type of money. But going forward, we do not want the village spending $16,000 on a parade. So we plan to do better, but it was bigger than just the money. We had to take everything in consideration, and that's the report for the Parade 21 Festival.
We need to start now.
Paint me like the bad guy. And there didn't want one. All right.
You're being smart. You're being financially smart with village money.
Now, I do want to, I'm just playing with Trustee Brewer. Village administrative report. Do you have a report for the citizens?
Briefly, just to echo what Mayor and Clerk said. First of all, good evening, Mayor, Board, and citizens. But we have a lot of initiatives going on down at Village Hall. We're again working on restructuring the departments. So we are in the process of developing processes and reanalyzing processes and seeing that this doesn't work, so let's do it this way. So again, please be patient with us as we figure this thing out. Under that, we're working on budgeting the vision. So with those initiatives that we have, those goals that we're trying to meet, we also want to make sure we budget properly for it. So we're making sure that departments are looking closely at what's going in and what's coming in and what's going out, so that we can develop actual operational budgets and a more realistic or a more accurate appropriation for the upcoming fiscal year. That's pretty much all I have. Thank you.
Item 4, standing committee reports.
Mayor Bryant.
Trustee Robinson.
Good evening to the mayor, my fellow board, and also to the citizens. So as a new trustee, I am in my 8th-month stretch, and I just want to say that it has been an honor and a privilege to serve you guys. You know, we have people calling us constantly about many different issues. I even have sometimes citizens that will show up at my house because I'm a corner house. And that's okay, you know, because you guys elected me to this position, and so there are no certain hours when things happen, we have to respond. But when I sit here as one of the stewards of the village, I want you guys to know that I don't necessarily just think about myself. I think about the people that hired me for this job. You guys went to the polls and the citizens spoke. And so I want you guys to know that any decision that I make is because I've been talking to the citizens and I know what they're telling me. And if there's a citizen that hasn't talked to me, you guys, we have email, and you guys can always come out to our meetings that we have. We have a committee of the whole where you can address the entire board. We have our own standing committee meetings as well for the various departments, so we encourage you guys to come out. I also want to thank the citizens for keeping me abreast of some things that are transpiring, because I do go to sleep lately pretty early, and so there are some things happening within the community that citizens have made me aware as far as public safety is concerned. Mayor Bryant, he touched on it. We're gonna invite Chief Shepherd up here to give you guys some more details in regards to that. But if you have any suggestions, questions, or comments, you guys can always email me. My email is trobinson@robbins-il.com. I do respond to emails from the citizens. As we move into the winter season, make sure you guys have your smoke detectors and your carbon monoxide up to date and up to par. Also changing out your filters on your furnace, making sure that they are up to date. If there are any concerns from citizens about 911, please let me know. It could be in regards to response time, treatment. Even when buzz shows up, let us know, because we pay for these services and we want to make sure that our citizens are being served and served extremely well. Again, if you see something, say something. We know that there are still a lot of shootings going on in the community weekly, and so we want to make sure that you guys are picking up that phone, dialing 911, because that actually puts it on the record, so that we can know where these calls are coming from, the areas that it's happening in. Sometimes people aren't calling. Like Mayor Ryan said, if you call me, I'm dialing 911 too, even though I have their numbers, but it has to be dispatched out. At this time, I am actively seeking grants for the police department with Chief Shepherd and also Deputy Chief Redmond. We're doing this to see if we can, assist with the funds that are needed to support our police department. They're important to us. We need to pay them, and they deserve to be paid. They're putting their life out there on the line. At any moment, they could possibly not return back home to their families. So we want to make sure that they are compensated as such. Thanksgiving, I was honored to serve our departments with the help here. We brought them dinner, I cooked, and they came and they picked it up, so we were happy to do that. We may not be able to give you everything, but to me, I think it's the most. This Saturday coming up from 10 to 12, I partnered with Chief Shepherd, and we're doing the shop with a cop. So just last night, I was gifted $1,000 to the children for that program. So we have about $3 grand, and we're going to allow 30 students from the village of Robbins that attend schools that are within our village limits to go shopping this Saturday at Walmart from 10 to 12. And I'm super excited about that. A couple of Sundays ago, I walked the firehouse with the contractor that I called in. We had some other people looking at it at the firehouse, but there are some things cosmetically that need to be taken care of. And we need to make sure that those guys up there are working in conditions that are acceptable. And I really don't have anything else. I just want you guys to know that we're available. You can reach out to us. The website is updated. Our contact information is there. If you guys are reaching out to departments and they're not responding, you guys need to let us know so that we can handle that. That's my report, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Police Chief Shepherd, you come up and address the citizens, please.
No problem, sir. Sir. What do you need? 5 minutes, sir. I'll try to stay open 5 minutes, sir. Good evening to everyone. One of the deputy chief set up things. Tells me It's Tim Evans. It's his lax bonds. His bonds are forcing us to let people out. Her suggestion was, are you ready? Because this man was sitting there. She said that we should go on people's Facebook page, social media, and take pictures of them, print them out, if they holding guns, throwing gang signs or things of the nature, to try to aggravate the case in order for the courts to give them higher bonds. That's where we're at.
We shouldn't even let them no more.
Absolutely, that's where it's going to. We're at this day, we've recovered 8 guns now. We are working now with the U.S. Marshal's Office to catch offenders that we're looking for that's evading us. We have worked with Posen and Crestwood and Midlow now to try to cohesively try to solve problems, because they also have block systems that their cameras are recording license plates. I have been reaching out and speaking with the different block clubs, which we are due to have our next meeting with. So therefore I can keep the people informed as to what we're going on, kind of like explaining, where we at, what we're doing, and things of that nature. Because I need the help from the block clubs in order to help solve some of these issues that we have going on. We did hire a new juvenile detective. He'll be here soon to try to help us with the children. And last but not least, we're trying to do mass hiring. Here's the problem with hiring. Let's keep it real. Illinois passed a crime bill. The crime bill calls police officers to say, you know what, enough is enough. I'm leaving. This is just too much for me to do. Mass exodus out of the field. So as the people were leaving policing, the training in Illinois is not keeping up with it. So everybody needs police officers everywhere. So what makes you choose a different police department? Sometimes it's where it is, most of the time it's about the money. Here's the problem. With us not being marketable with the other police departments, it's not causing a lot of people that's already trained to apply here. We're working on that with the unions, the mayor, and we're working on it, and we're trying to negotiate new contracts to get them higher wages, but that's a progress, it's going. When I tried to put people in the academy, when it opened up on the first day, it was full, with 120 people waiting. The next one was in May, it was full. The next one was in September, they said, hey, we don't have a date for you cheap, but we'll get one for you soon. So that means I can't get people in a full-time academy to get more officers. I gotta go to the part-time, which is a 1-year-long academy. They only go every weekend, basically. So that means I got 9 people to schedule to go. They start in March of next year. I won't get them until 2023. So now, what do? We have to make ourselves more attractive, more marketable to get more officers here that's already trained. And the only way we can do that is by increasing their wages, increasing benefits or things of that nature to get more help, because the officers we do have, they're definitely working. We answered 626 calls last month alone. So it's not that they're not working. It's not that we're not stretching them. The problem is this. It's a wash, rinse, and repeat. We lock them up, they send them right back to us. So, like I say, but we are working. We got some things that we're putting together. We're trying to do our part here in Robbins to try to get what we can do the best as possible. But it's a little bit larger than us. And that's where you all can come in and help us. One, if you see a crime, if you know somebody who did a crime, you all got to call us. You got to tell us, somebody in here, somebody grandbaby, uncle, auntie, cousin, whoever did it, somebody knows someone. But if you all never tell us and never give us a hint, we can never lock them up because we don't know. Also, if you don't want to do anything but call 911, you can do it anonymously. Just call and say, hey, I think the dude next door shot somebody. That's it. Hang up the phone. We'll figure it out from there. I promise you. But it's not all bad. There's a lot of good. I looked up the statistics when the mayor told me that we were going to have this meeting. From 2019 to today, actually, crime has dropped in Robbins. And I mean, it dropped overall, but of course, because people with guns are back in the community, it appears that it's rising. So, but if we work together, if you all call us, let us know what's going on. As soon as we get more officers, we'll be patrolling more in your areas and things of that nature. But we can work together and try to get this done. Now, I'm here to take any question. Anybody got anything? Anybody want to know anything? I'm an open book. Just let me know. Yes, ma'am.
Is it true that some nights there's only one officer on duty?
No, ma'am. There is. I don't even know where that keeps coming from. There's never a time that there's only one officer here at this station. Never, ever. Even if we discover that there's only one person working, see that guy over there? See him right there? My buddy right here? He will be here in a flash. He will sleep in his car. There's never a time that there's only one officer here, and even if it was the situation where there was one officer, and he couldn't come help us out, we'll just call over to the next department, they'll help us out. Or we'll call the sheriff's police to ask them to turn into our town for that night until we get somebody in the morning. So no ma'am, there's always adequate
So
coverage.
they do call it the sheriff, because somebody said that they have to pay them $500 to come or something.
Okay, let's clear that up. I like this. Sheriff's police comes in to towns when they're indigent, when they don't have any other money or any other policing because the state law said they have to. So if we do have a board, and we do have finances, and we do have a police department, Sheriff's Police is not obligated to patrol Robbins, because we don't pay them. But in emergency situations, where maybe we had, I don't know, COVID got around, we had all got sick, then they would come in, they would patrol for us. That would be free. Wouldn't even cost anything because it's an emergency. And then they would leave when we recover. But as to have them on a daily patrol every day, yes, that's going to cost money. It's going to cost a lot of money because the sheriff's police officer, 25-year veteran, makes about $98,000 a year. And trust me, the sheriff is not going to charge you just the 98. He going to go way up there with it. But that's how that happens. Next question. Yes, ma'am.
Chief Shepherd, I hear that they do have a program where if you turn in guns, that the municipality will give so much money for people turning in guns. Is there a possibility that we may have a program like that here?
Yes, ma'am. I will explore. Normally that money is not given from the state. It's normally donated from another source for that municipality to supply that money to the people who turn in. But that is an excellent thing that I did not think about. And I will explore that because that actually might help us a little bit. Because we, like I said, again, the extended clips that we have, those 30-round magazines, if we could just give people $5 for those, they'll probably be able to shop for Christmas because they're like everywhere. Anybody else? Come on, I know you got the questions. Come on, oh, I'm sorry, I only got 5 minutes, man. I mean, any concerns you have. I promise you, even if you drive into your homes and you don't feel safe walking in the house, just call us. We will come walk you to your door. We don't have any problem with that. If you think there's something that's going to happen at the school with your kids when they get out, just call us. We will go to the school and make sure your kid get on the bus and make sure you get home. There are several people in this room that have my own personal number. They can call me personally and reach out to me. We don't have a problem. I'm here most of the time from 9-ish to, oh my gosh, to ever. So if you ever need anything, we'll get it done. That's no problem. Even if it's a weekend event and you think, hey, put some extra patrols on my house while we out here. If I don't have the officers, he's going to come drive with me and we're going to check on your house together.
Well, I know they were patrolling Maxie Court, and they've had stopped selling drugs. And a neighbor told me that they back selling them again on Maxie Court.
There is an individual.
It's not from a house. They go down to the end of the block. I have watched them do it.
Okay.
Not right lately because I'm not out at midnight. But I have watched them. They go down to the end of the block, and the car sits there, and a car and Robbins come, and they do their transaction. Then the car turns left and go back to Midlothian, and the Robbins, I guess the Robbins person, turns right and go back in Robbins. I've watched them, and I understand they doing that again.
Okay, we'll check into that.
We're gonna, Trustee Maxey has a question, and then we're gonna end it with Trustee Maxey's question. Citizens, please reach out to Chief, Deputy Chief, Chief Shepherd, Deputy Chief Redmond, Deputy Chief Halls in the back, okay? Trustee Maxey.
Chief, just a question. Maybe you could explain to the citizens how the dispatch service works with Cal Park and what is the process on that? How soon is the call and get back to us, and how do we handle it?
So what I've been able to research since I've been here a little over, I think 8 weeks now, it appears that CalCom was never originally set up maybe more or less the correct way to begin with. Because originally when they set up the system, the calls were bouncing off of different towns. So if a call comes and it bounces off of Oak Lawn first, and you tell them, hey, Ms. Johnson, somebody's standing in my backyard, I want them to come out and do something, they're gonna say, okay, what's your address? As soon as you say the address, they're gonna say, hold on, they're gonna transfer you to someplace else. because the system was never really set up the correct way to begin with, so it keeps bouncing off of. And then think about it, if you call at 501, you tell your information, it's 503, they transfer you over. Now you gotta get information all over again to the new dispatcher. So then by the time it gets to us, maybe it's 505, now we gonna respond, and maybe it's, I don't know, 506 or 507. So the whole delay comes because the system appears to have never been set up the right way to begin with.
Well, I would like to compliment the Robbins Fire Department, because I had to call in on last Thursday, and Bud came and the fire, because I asked the Bud driver, I said, did Robbins come? He said, oh yeah, the firemen were here. I think they had left by then. I was sick, so I don't know. But they said, yeah, Robbins Fire Department was here.
Outstanding.
And they were all there very quick.
Outstanding. That is great.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Very, very intriguing and very interesting. Public safety is its own meeting, as we know. All right. And honestly, in 2022, we'll probably start, we'll start having coffee with the chief and, public safety meetings to ask these questions, okay? Standing committees.
Okay, as everyone knows, okay, good evening, board, mayor, board, citizens. I'm going to make mine brief. I want to compliment my water department, first of all, because they are they're on the right track. They're getting these bills together. We're finding out where all these leaks are in the village that we're trying to help our residents prevent from happening. They are working diligently on the bills and things like that, and I want to thank the citizens for keeping up on your water payments. We're heading in the right direction, and I like where we're going with that, so I want to thank you all for that. As far as our public works, once again, I have no problems with them. They're doing a great job. Right now, we're just trying to get our budget together so that we can get our winter activities ready so that we can maintain the village properly. So me along with the board, we're trying to figure out the correct budget for them so that they can have their extra vehicles possibly. Just make sure we have the salt. But we are constantly working on that for you all as well. But other than that, I'll piggyback on what the mayor said, Trustee Robinson, village administrator, be patient with us, but I like the direction that we're heading. I see nothing but positive things. It's just the impact of just having our residents out here supporting us like this. We appreciate that as well. So please, when we see you all, we see that the complaints have been less, which makes us feel like we're doing something right. We're heading in the right direction. So please continue to keep supporting us on this future endeavors. Thank you.
Standing committee reports, Trustee Bruni.
Yes. So I wanted to touch base on public property. I know a lot of citizens still concerned about land acquisition. The mayor reached out to our real estate attorney, CC'd me on the email. So we're still trying to set up a meeting with her. And with the holidays coming, I can't get a date on when the next public property meeting is going to be, but we are aware we're still working on that. In regards to the infestation with rats and mice and things of that nature, I just want to remind y'all, continue to contact the village. Pre-on Pest Control, as far as I'm concerned, he's doing a pretty good job. He's working pretty well. Ms. Murphy shaking her head. And that's the area that got the most problems, just K-Town. Kenny Road starting to have some issues. I contacted him today. He went over there, and they was very happy. He did a lot of work with your cousin and whatnot. So the rats here is pretty bad out here whatnot. It was a pretty bad situation this morning whatnot. But he responded, and so the people we got hired for pest control is actually responding, and his company is really out here working. So that's what I got to say as far as public property. Finance, we just had a finance meeting. Nothing particularly that I'm going to say, Mayor, but I think we do need to talk. Chief Shepherd had addressed us in a finance meeting about the server. So I know it's not on this agenda, but out of the finance committee, we're concerned about that, and we need to have a discussion in regards to that. That seems to be an emergency. She shaking her head, so I don't know what we're going to do about that, but that's a big deal. So I just want to put down the table if you want to respond in terms of that.
We got to make that. no need to respond, action. So I'll talk to you all off the record with the meetings.
Sound good, that's it.
All right, moving on forward. I do want to, before we move the meeting forward, with the real estate one last time, it's more deeper and complex than what Trustee Bruton stated. It's honestly, a land program may not roll out until, in my honest opinion, the middle of next year, later next year. It's over 1,200 parcels within the village that has to be sorted out with the real estate attorney. Our real estate attorney has a large invoice bill from previous administration that hasn't been paid yet. So I'm making the assumption that she's a little reluctant to do work for us. So, but we will have that meeting with the real estate. We will have that meeting with the server. We will have all the necessary meetings we need to have. Standing committee reports. Okay, moving on down. Item 5, ordinances, resolutions, contracts, agreements, etc. An ordinance levying taxes for the general, corporate, and other purposes for the fiscal year beginning May 1st, 2021, and ending April 30th, 2022 for the Village of Robbins, Cook County, Illinois. Before this gets a vote, Mr. Kemp, can you give us a brief general synopsis of the tax levy that is passed each year on the municipal behalf?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, Board. Basically, this is passed every year. It has to be passed. This is the tax levy that provides the services that we come to enjoy in the general operating fund. So this is what pays for the police. This is what pays for fire. This is what pays for the streets and bridges and all of those various things that we levy taxes for. This has to be passed every year and delivered to the county clerk by the last Tuesday in December. If it is not delivered by the last Tuesday in December, then you run the risk of not being able to levy taxes for that particular year, which would then put us in jeopardy of not being able to fund police and fire and all of those things. The reason it winds up taking this amount of time is because we have to make sure that when we're passing next year's budget, when we have next year's budget here, we can count on this as a resource. And so taking this much time allows us to see which direction our budget is headed and allows us to kind of make the appropriate adjustments. But this is what we use to continually fund our operations and provide the public safety and public service for the residents.
This is not a raising of the taxes either. I want to make sure that I'm clear with the citizens for this. We're not raising taxes. No, we're not. All right. Any other board want to comment on what is the tax levy or anything of that nature? All right. I'll entertain a motion.
Mayor,
Trustee Dyson.
I move that we adopt an ordinance levying taxes for the general, corporate, and other purposes for the fiscal year beginning May 1st, 2021, and ending April 30th, 2022, for the Village of Robbins, Cook County, Illinois.
Moved by Trustee Dyson, second by Trustee Massey to adopt the ordinance levying taxes for the general, corporate, and other purposes for the fiscal year beginning May 1st, 2021, and ending April 30th, 2022, for the Village of Robbins, Cook County, Illinois. Any questions? Seeing and hearing none, let it be known by roll call.
Trustee Dyson?
Yes.
Trustee Maxey?
Yes.
Trustee Bruton?
Yes.
Trustee Robinson?
Yes.
Trustee Jackson? Trustee Collier?
Yes.
Roll call.
So moved. Moving on down, item 6, new business. Letter A, accept the warrant list.
Mayor Brian.
Trustee Bruton.
Yes. We have 2 warrant lists that need to be accepted. Let me know you're ready for the figures.
Go ahead.
I move for the board to accept the first warrant list in the amount of $29,930.37. And the second warrant list in the amount of $5,148.65.
Second.
Moved by Trustee Bruton. Second by Trustee Dyson. To approve the warrant list of $29,930.37 and $5,148.65 for a total. Let me just give the total. for a total of $35,079.02. Any questions? Seeing and hearing none, let me know by roll call.
Trustee Dyson?
Yes.
Trustee Maxey?
Yes.
Trustee Bruton?
Yes.
Trustee Robinson? Yes. Trustee Jackson?
Yes.
Trustee Collier?
Yes.
Roll call.
So moved. Letter B, approval of municipal calendar dates for the year 2022. At any time, I entertain a motion. Does anybody got the dates with them currently?
Pull it up from the email.
Please. As Trustee Robinson pulls the dates up, nothing is changing for the 2022 as far as the actual meeting date. We meet every second and fourth Tuesday of the month. Every second and fourth Tuesday of the month. Typically, I'll try to call a special meeting or another meeting on the Thursday of the week as well. So I try to stay on meeting dates of Tuesdays and Thursdays and have meetings. Okay. Trustee Robinson, got that pulled up yet?
I do. What would you like to know, Mayor?
Just
There's a lot of dates on here.
yeah. We don't got it.
It was emailed to us from our executive legislative assistant, Ryan, on December the 1st. So we have that calendar as well as the dates for the planning and zoning.
Okay, and I think the main thing is, once again, consistently, it's still second and fourth Tuesdays.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
So everything is still the same. He even added the committee of the whole, in which the committee of the whole meetings it's a way that you can come and address all of the different board members and whatever committee that they are responsible for. So that's always going to be the fourth Tuesday before the council board meeting.
All right, I entertain a motion.
Mayor Bryant?
Trustee Robinson.
I'd like to make a motion for the approval of the municipal calendar dates for year 2022.
Second.
Moved by Trustee Robinson, second by Trustee Collier to approve the municipal calendar dates for the year 2022. Any questions? Seeing and hearing none, let me know by roll call.
Trustee Dyson?
Yes.
Trustee Maxey?
Yes.
Trustee Bruton?
Yes.
Trustee Robinson?
Yes.
Trustee Jackson?
Yes.
Trustee Collier?
Yes.
Roll call.
So moved. Letter C, approval to hire 2 police officers, Romel Jameson and Kendall Walker. Do they get sworn? Is this a swearing in too? It's not a swearing in? Okay. I entertain a motion.
Mayor Bryant?
Trustee Robinson.
I'd like to make a motion for the approval to hire 2 police officers, Romel Jameson and Kendall Walker.
Moved by Trustee Robinson, second by Trustee Jackson to approve the hire of 2 police officers, Romel Jameson and Kendall Walker. Any questions?
I have a question.
Trustee Maxey.
Have these officers, have been vetted and going through the proper procedure?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mayor.
All right, any other questions? All right, seeing here, now let me know on the roll call.
Trustee Dyson?
Yes.
Trustee Maxey?
Yes.
Trustee Bruton?
Yes.
Trustee Robinson?
Yes.
Trustee Jackson?
Yes.
And Trustee Collier?
Yes.
Roll call.
So moved. Letter D, resolution approving the First Amendment to the Intergovernmental Agreement between the MWRD and Village for acquisition of parcels for a flood control project along Midlothian Creek.
Mayor Mwrd,
Trustee Maxey.
I move for a resolution approving the First Amendment to Intergovernmental Agreement between MWRD and Village for the acquisition of parcels for a flood control project along Midlothian Creek.
Second.
Moved by Trustee Maxey, second by Trustee Robinson to approve a resolution for the First Amendment to the Intergovernmental Agreement between the MWRD and Village for the acquisition of parcels for a flood control project along Midlothian Creek. Any questions?
Member,
Trustee Bruton.
as far as discuss, now that the motion on the floor, when will we do the discussion?
Any questions?
Okay, right now? Yeah, I think we should definitely have some discussion in terms of this right now. So I'll address the citizens about it. As we know, this is a big deal, this MWRD thing. Everybody got an opinion on it. It's very controversial, so to speak, whatnot. We go vote on this tonight. It's a big deal. So, just from my standpoint, whatnot, my vote going to come down to, like, I had to separate the facts from the feelings, so to speak, whatnot. So what I did was, just for the record, I want to speak before I vote. I did an MWRD cost benefit analysis. Very simple, whatnot. So what would it cost the village if we pass this? If we pass this, there's no cost to the village. No residents will lose their home, so it's no cost. If we don't pass this agreement tonight, then what we did find out after we tabled this a couple weeks ago is potentially is that the village, so let me back up a little bit. In 2017, the village passed the agreement to go to go into this agreement with MWRD. That was before a lot of us was even here when that was 2017. So this is already kind of like halftime, is almost like in the middle, so to speak, or not. So we was told that we would have to pay them their money back. Since we agreed and told them, yeah, we want to do this agreement with y'all, they started spending money on studies and different things of that nature. So if this was to fail tonight, the village have to repay them the money that they spent on studies and analysis and different things of that nature. So that's the cost to it. The benefit, now let's do the benefits of this project. If we go through with it, it'll stop the flooding. We receive the land. This is another thing. We receive the land that's known as the Woodline area, better known as the New Projects area. And this board and the mayor, we fought for that, so to speak, we're not to even get to that point, we're not, to get that included. So we received the Woodline area, better known as the New Projects, in which we plan to use as a recreational space for our youth. I feel like it better positioned the village to be ready for economic development on Kids, because no developer go develop in a flood zone. Kids, as we all know, is a flood zone. So if you stop the flood, and then potentially we could have some economic development now. Residents shouldn't have to pay flood insurance anymore. If it's not a flood zone, you shouldn't have to pay flood insurance. So that's another benefit. Let me see. And last couple of little points. Again, this was back in 2017 when it originated. MWRD had plenty of workshops. It was open to the community, etc. And it passed. They did the workshops, etc. Invited the citizens out. This is not like it's been hidden. This project hasn't been hidden. It's been transparent. It's been right there on the table. Last thing, a couple more things. MWRD, the mayor reached out to him and told them, look, listen, when y'all do this project, y'all gotta leave the spoils. Y'all find dolomite, they put in an agreement. The village Robbins get to keep that. So every turn we didn't bent their hand, they didn't agree. So it's like, the more this project go on, you realize that they're not the enemy. We fighting for what? We fighting against ourselves to some degree or not. And it took me a hard time to get there, but sometimes you gotta put it on paper to make it make sense to yourself. And last, I keep hearing a little chat about citizens losing homes. No agreement that I've read, maybe y'all can test this, states nothing about a citizen losing their home. It's not true. So that's the last thing I want to say. That's my cost benefit analysis in regards to the MWRD project, and that's why I'm before it tonight.
Mayor Bryant?
Trustee Robbins.
Just to kind of echo what Trustee Bruden is saying, the biggest thing for us right now, we have nothing in this village. We have GOLO, we have Old Girls, we have BP. We need real economic development to stimulate revenue for our village. We can't be scared to step out on faith. We can not do anything, and you know what? Kessie will still flood, and we'll ride through our village, in which we have dilapidated buildings. We just heard the mayor say the village has 1,200 parcels of land, at least. And they're still going through that. So I will be for the project. And it's not about me in the beginning. I wasn't for the project. Mayor Bryant, he can tell you that. But as I began to talk to citizens, talking to Mrs. Folson, Mrs. Wilson, Mr. Mitchell, these people are in a wide age range, from 30s to 40s, Ms. Folson, these ladies are in their 70s and their 80s. They've been around the project for a while, so it was doing research to understand, have a better understanding of exactly what is going to take place. And so right now, it is a flood zone. Once the flooding is mitigated, we could look at our planning and zoning committee to see if they can actually rezone that area so that we can get business. That whole area on the west side of Kenzie is cleared out. You know, we can have some structures there, but people aren't gonna wanna come in and build in our community when they know they have to take on an extra insurance liability because it is a flood zone. And so I think that we just need to step out on faith. You know, I prayed about this thing. I believe that it's the right thing to do. I too will be saying yes to the project. And I want our citizens to know that we are trying to move this village forward. The other part is, right now, if any of you guys have any suggestions on what can be done, and we've heard them, no one is talking about the money. You know, we don't have $12 million of village funds to be able to complete this project on our own. And even on a smaller scale, I still haven't heard anybody come with a real solution as to how they would do it and have a plan in place, show us how it's gonna be executed, and also show us where they're gonna get the money from, because we don't have it. So this is at no cost to us. And every time we bent their hand, they have come back because we sent them through a process. We asked them a lot of tough questions, especially with me being a new trustee. I wasn't around. I mean, some of the trustees have been here for a while in this project. You know, I just got here and it's a lot of information to digest, a lot of technical language as far as dealing with the engineers that, like, I don't understand what that stuff is. I'm a Spanish teacher. You know, I have no idea. I'm not an engineer. And so I feel like they did answer our questions. We've invited them out a lot. We've been meeting with Mwrd every month since I became elected. And this is the 8th month. And so I just hope that citizens are going to see the true benefit, because we need revenue generated. The businesses that we have here right now are not generating a lot of revenue. We need real business in our community because we have real citizens that live here that deserve real services and real products that are actual tangible items that you guys could experience the benefit from. I live right by Crestwood, but honestly, I hate having to go somewhere else to spend my money. We have great buying power in the village of Robbins. People out here have money. Everybody isn't just broke. We might be caught in between some blessings, but you know what? We have a plan, and we do have money, because guess what? We go spend it somewhere else. I don't even care if it's linked. That's still revenue that somebody else is benefiting from that we cannot at this current time benefit from because we have nothing. And you know what? The kids are buying their little chips and things of that nature in the gas stations, but you know, that's not real food. We need something out here that is going to be sustainable and that is going to help our village move forward. And the words of Trustee Maxey, forward motion. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Mayor Board.
Trustee Collier.
I would like to just piggyback on Trustee Brew and Trustee Robinson and say one of the reasons why I'm concerned, why I do want to move forward with this, because at the end of the day, which is we're on a time basis right now, the parcels that Mwrd are holding for us right now, if we do not move forward with this project, we're in jeopardy of losing those parcels as well. My concern is losing more land. The village of Robbins losing more land once again. If they decide to say you don't want this, fine. I'll sell it to Crestwood, I'll sell it to Midlothian or whatever. So once again, it can chip away from our land. And so that was one of my major concerns. I've also want to move forward as well as with all of the other reasons. But I definitely don't want to lose more property to our surrounding areas.
That's a great point, Trustee Collier, because as we're finding out, getting complaints from citizens, we have pockets of parcels in our community that's dead smack in Robbins that belongs to somebody else. I don't understand that. I don't understand how Worst Man is in Blue Island. I don't understand how Turner is slated for Crestwood. I don't understand how that little parcel on the side of The car lot on 135th and Harding belongs to Ridgewood. We cannot afford, if we don't go through with the project, they're still going to have the land. It's not ours right now, but once the project is completed, and Mary, you can correct me if I'm wrong, they're turning over the ownership to us, so guess what? It will be our property that we did not even pay a dime for.
And that's, to be corrected as well, good point, but they're actually turning over the parcels to us now. And then they'll work on the project with us owning the land. The main priority was, while we was hashing this out, that we was fearful that during the construction phase, when we didn't own the land, what would transpire. All right, any other comments? All right, seeing the hairline, let it be known by roll call.
There's a motion on the floor.
There was a motion. Questions? Let it be known by roll call. There was a second. It was made by Trustee Maxey, second by Trustee Robinson. Questions? Oh, I know this motion. Let's move this village forward. Let it be known by roll call.
Trustee Dyson.
My vote is no.
Trustee Gruden.
Yes.
Trustee Maxey.
Yes.
Trustee Robinson.
Yes.
Trustee Jackson.
No.
Trustee Collier.
Yes.
Roll call.
So moved. Letter E, resolution approving the agreement between CCLBA and the village for the purchase and sale of parcels of real property for a flood control project along the Midlothian Creek.
Mwrd,
Trustee Maxey.
I move that we, for the resolution approving the agreement between CCLBA and the village for the purchase and sale of parcels of real property for a flood control project along Midlothian Creek.
Second.
Moved by Trustee Maxey, second by Trustee Robinson. Resolution approving the agreement between the CCLBA and the village for the purchase and sale of parcels of real property for a flood control project along the Midlothian Creek. Any questions? Seeing here now, let me know by roll call.
Trustee Dyson.
Yes.
Trustee Maxey.
Yes.
Trustee Gruden.
Yes.
Trustee Robinson.
Yes.
Trustee Jackson.
Yes.
And Trustee Collier.
Yes.
So moved. Letter F, approval of resolution to change the wording on and new round shaped village logo seal. Whereas, let me just read it for the board. Whereas the village of Robbins is a home rule unit. I'm not going to read all this. What we have is a adoption of the resolution.
Thank you.
And it's really approving officially, formally, the village logo. All right, the village logo was changed several years ago. It didn't go through the formality. We're passing the formality tonight via ordinance resolution. Okay?
Mayor Moore,
Trustee Maxey.
I move for approval of resolution to change the wording on and new round shaped seal of the village of Robbins.
Mayor Boy, I second.
Moved by Trustee Maxey, second by Trustee Collier to approve the resolution to change the wording on a new round shaped seal for the village logo. Any questions?
Mayor, I have one question.
Trustee Dyson.
What do the seal look like and what is the wording on it? Because it doesn't have a exhibit on on our draft here. So do you have any idea what it looks like and what it says?
It's going to look visually.
I'm sorry.
You want this one?
No, it looks just like this.
Just like that.
It's just formally, it was never changed to this, what you see, and it will have achievement through community spirit. So it's just, because originally we had the crest look, and it was changed to this circle. So it's just formally saying, this is the village seal, this round, and it will have achievement through community spirit.
So that the citizens will know.
What I will do with this ordinance, attach before we got approval resolution, try to see, now that it's on the floor, how can I amend the motion to include exhibit? You hear what I'm trying to say? Because I do think it needs to be an exhibit attached to the ordinance so we can have a visual to what is the seal. All right. Yes. Yes.
That's true.
What we need to do, sir?
So the question on the floor was, it was as read on the agenda. I wanted to add an exhibit to the ordinance that references the logo. So do I need to read the motion with amendments, or you get what I'm saying, approve of the resolution to change the word on new round shaped logos with amendments?
Yeah, you can amend it on his face and say with the logo as Exhibit A.
Okay. Okay. Motion's been already made.
Well, somebody got it. You can't.
They got withdraw them.
No, they just say, I'm going to amend resolution, whatever, by adding Exhibit A to the resolution.
Okay. Okay. Trustees, can one of y'all make the motion to add Exhibit A to the resolution?
I make a motion that we add Exhibit A to the resolution adopting the seal.
May I second?
Okay, moved by Trustee Dyson, second by Trustee Collier, to approve the resolution by changing the wording on the new round shaped seal, adding Exhibit A. Okay.
Well, actually, say amending it, and then you have to vote on that amendment, and then you vote on the whole thing.
Okay. Okay. To amend the resolution, changing the wording on the new round shaped logo. Let it be known by roll call.
Trustee Dyson?
Yes.
Trustee Maxey?
Yes.
Trustee Bruton?
Yes.
Trustee Robinson?
Yes.
Trustee Jackson?
Yes.
Trustee Collier?
Yes.
Now we need the approval. That was the amendment approval. Now we need the approval for the resolution of changing the wording on the new round shaped seal. And that already had a motion on the floor. I entertain a roll call.
Trustee Dyson?
Yes.
Trustee Maxey?
Yes.
Trustee Bruton?
Yes.
Trustee Robinson?
Yes.
Trustee Jackson?
Yes.
Trustee Collier?
Yes.
All right, so moved.
1214. I say, this ordinance number 1214.
Yes.
All right, anything else to come for the board? Anything else to come before the board? Not yet, miss. We will get to you. Matter of fact, you be first, okay? All right, seeing and hearing none, I'm gonna turn this to item number 7, comments from the citizens. Miss,
Oh, yes.
the floor is yours. You have 2 minutes and 30 seconds. And state your name, please.
All right,
miss.
my name's Angela Collins. My dad here is John Collins. My grandparents lived on Clear Boulevard for over 50 years. Matter of fact, I remember coming, she was a lunchroom attendant in one of the schools. Now I'm an educator, but I remember growing up and she was very active in the community. So thank you for hearing us. They would be very proud of the way that the community seems as though it's going with this new administration, so I appreciate you. I wanted to just show a concern, have a concern. We've been trying to solve a problem with her water. She passed away last year. She left the home to my dad, only child, and a grandchild. And so I had thought about keeping the home, but the water is phenomenally expensive. It's like over $2,000. The water was turned off. We did submit to the water department. My dad sent the death certificate a year ago. Also, the court, there was a squatter in the home. The squatter was able to call the water department and not said my grandmother was still living there. The water department did not request an ID or anything. Turn the water on. The water ran up. They ran the water bill up, ran the heat bill up, all of that. We submitted all this documentation to the water department, and we keep getting the runaround. We'll call you back, present it to the board. So that's why we're here now. But we're just wondering why this slow process. So my dad came away from Naperville, and so I'm a teacher. I waited at school to kind of take care of this. But what is the next step so that we're not responsible?
Let me add something before we go on. I'm the son. My mom, as she said, loved Robbins before she passed for 50 years. And now we got a squatter in there. We couldn't evict the squatter because the state of Illinois said that with COVID, you couldn't evict them. So it went 2 years. And so finally, the court, she wasn't paying anything. The court did say, okay, you have to get out. So they did evict her. But we're stuck now. I can't get the property in my name because I got a $2,000 water bill. It's have to be paid first. I am on disability. I can't afford it. I want to be a taxpayer to get the house. I can pay the taxes. I hear all the problems you got. So if I don't pay it, you got a house here, sitting here, that's going to go to nothing.
So, yes, well, actually, please see me when this, yeah, for the record, just see me, my name is Michael Collier, so I am over the chairperson of the water department.
Okay.
But Mr. Ryan is committee, he's going to give you my card, but I would definitely need your information before we leave this evening.
Okay, I can give it to you. And I've been interfacing with Miss Austin in the water department. And she said we'd have to bring it before the trustees.
14007 Clear Boulevard. Thank you. It's the property.
She said we can see it.
14007.
Okay, go ahead.
So, the property right next to it is burned out, so it's the 14007 South Clear Boulevard. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
It's a green duplex.
Yes. Mr. Green duplex, the other one is burnt down.
Yes, sir.
By the way, my name is John Collins.
John, you're John.
It's close to Collier.
He's trying to butter me up. I'm gonna jump on it quicker now.
Councilman Assistant, Ms. Robinson.
I just want to say that you guys are doing a great job. I'm not going to bug you too much, but I'm going to give you another, to May 11, 2022. And I thought we were going to have cake and ice cream, so I wore my shirt, but since you're not, happy birthday, Robbins. I got to go ahead.
That's it? That's it?
That's it. All right. I'm waiting for my cake and ice cream.
Councilman Citizens.
Good evening. My name is Morris Winters. I live at 2902 Broadway, Clare Boulevard. Excuse me. But I have some people that comes in and out of 2910, which is formerly known as the Big 10, which is vacant. That building should be torn down. It's not boarded up at all, and it's been sitting there for decades now. And my other question is, the access channel for the village, it's not working. I have to come here to get this information. Everything that the clerk read, I know nothing about at all, So, I know you guys are trying to do what you said you were gonna do, but it's like you continue to say, it's 8 months now into that, and nothing is being done. Okay. And the taxes are going up.
Okay, so that's not necessarily true. So what's been done in 8 months? The access channel wasn't running at all since we got in. We just got it up. What, when was that? Last month? We got it actually up. So the access channel is gonna cost around $10,000 to get it up. I've been meeting with gentlemen and people to get that station up and running, but it's gotta get put back for the board and see what we wanna spend. We actually wanna make that more than just a flyer channel. We want to make that actually a program television station with programs and things of that nature. So that's not necessarily accurate, but I can understand because you didn't know the communication. The second thing with demos is going to start in the spring. Demos is coming from our CDBG dollars. We don't have the money right now to do over 150 demolitions in the village of Robbins right now. It's over 150 demos. Once we get the money in the spring from Community Development Block Grant, that's the name of the system, then we'll be able to continue our demolition process. So That's where we at. It's not that, you know, we're just talking about it. Government moves slow, especially when you don't have revenue. You got to lean on the county, you got to lean on the state, you got to lean on grants. When you lean in on the state, when you lean in on grants, that takes a process. Probably not the answer a lot of people want to hear, but until we get revenue, we got to ask. And until we get direct resource, once again, we got to wait on a process that's above me. So I do understand the concern. We're going to reach out to that address that you said, try to get at least boarded up, because that's one thing that I can do for right now is board up property. I can't tear it down right now. It's not going to happen till the spring. Anything, comments from the citizens?
How y'all doing, Mayor, Board? My name is Eric Hurd. I own and operate a trucking company out of. I have a real big problem with parking. Is there any type of way that you guys can zone a place for us truckers? It's a lot of us out there. Give us a piece of land that you guys can, that we can park our vehicles at, our trucks. I have a lot of equipment. I'm based right here in Robbins. I would like to park my equipment where I'm from. Nothing y'all can do for us?
Me personally, as the mayor, I can't necessarily say yes or no tonight. I'm not going to.
I understand.
Yeah. But what I can do is say, let me look at it with the planning and zoning board to see what areas we got designated for industrial that'll be
right.
For that. Industrial, commercial. Some consider trucks industrial, but
there's a lot of us out there. We need a place to park.
Planning and zoning meets with Buckley. This upcoming Thursday at 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
So this upcoming Thursday at 6 o'clock in this exact courtroom, our planning and zoning committee meets, who governs the zones of the village.
Okay. I'll be there.
But keep that in mind too. Let me just say this. Now, this is what one thing I can tell you though, brother, is that the parcels, as my trustee alluded to earlier, public property parcels, has to get amended and exemptions from our real estate attorneys, right? So that's the process that's slowing up a lot of our parcels for the citizens. So even if we got the land, there's nothing we can do with it right now.
I understand, man.
Ms. Murphy.
Good evening, Mayor and Board. I understand that you all have enough of trustees to close the vote on the MWRD project. In one way, it was good. I have had the opportunity to work with the village of Robbins during the beginning of the MWRD project. The only thing that of my concern, and I'm sure the other citizens would be, do we have a reputable engineering company that will work on the behalf of the village of Robbins along with the MWRD project?
I spoke, excuse me. Today I spoke with a potential project manager that could be or represent the village's behalf during this project.
That's one thing we have been discussing on how making sure we have.
And besides Robinson Engineer, who's our currently employed engineers, who wasn't looped in previous communications, we can ensure that they're looped in going forward. But the goal is to get a project manager. Not the goal, that is what's going to happen.
So you will be having another meeting before that?
Before the actual groundbreaking or
before the actual groundbreaking?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's all.
Comments from the citizens? Ms. Mathis.
Hello. Dr. Master. Hello. My name is Tia Mathis. I'm a citizen here at the Village of Robbins. I am hosting this second third Saturday of the month. Flyers in the back about protecting your home, how can I say, without being nervous, I'm the board of directors of everybody. I'm hosting the event, financially protecting your family, dealing with foreclosure and credit this Saturday from 1 to 2:30 at the Village Community Center. Please take a flyer, you're on the back table.
Thank you. Comments from the citizens? Hold on one moment. All right. Now, seeing and hearing now, I don't want to adjourn this meeting. I got to make a amendment. We were supposed to have a closed session that wasn't put on the agenda, but what I'm going to ask is if we can have our citizens, if there isn't any more comments, if there is any more concerns, I'm going to allow time for you all to come up and to the bench if you need to talk to a trustee, but we got to clear the council room because there is a closed session matter that I do want to talk about, but we can't formally go into closed session because it isn't in here, but one thing I can do is keep it open and clear out the room. So if you all can kind of amend this meeting with me for me, I greatly appreciate that. If you all can kindly dismiss. Thank you. If you want to come up here and talk to any of us, if you want to take any pictures or whatever you need to do.
I need to see you once.